What's going on, you guys? Back at it again with another story time type thing. Um, Today I wanted to talk about the time, like the first time that I did like Molly. I'm pretty sure that it was real. I didn't like test it because I was like a sophomore in high school, and when you're in like high school, you're not really thinking too much about stuff like that. But but like, but I'm just gonna get into it actually. So it started off. There's this guy who, like, me and my friend at the time, we kind of like bought some weed off of him a little bit, not like a lot, just like a very small amount, just to kind of see what he was about and everything. And then he had posted how he had like shrooms and like rollers and stuff like that. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, like, like, I want some shrooms and I want like a little roller or something. Um, and he was like, "Oh, okay, bet." He charged me something like $35 for it, which was like an insane amount. But with what Molly prices are here, it, you know what I mean? Like, a real roller would probably be more expensive than like the $5 that most people charge and stuff. Um, so I had like less of a like, oh, this is fake feeling about it. And it also, like, he had sent me like a picture of it and you could see like the little crystals inside of it, like that was pressed into the pill. So it honestly looked pretty legit. And there was already like that same exact like format of press. It was like, it was so specific that like you definitely could have faked it, but like, I don't know, I felt like that would have been a lot of work to get all the exact same materials. So I'm gonna go with that it was real, but I'm not gonna 100% confirm that it was all Molly in there. Ooh, had to take a hydration break. Oh wow. Um, but it was kind of like, I didn't really think that it was fake or anything like that. And I like hit him up and I was like, hey, like, like, I want to buy it, whatever. So, we set up a spot. We go meet the plug and everything. Like, we're walking there. He gives me the shrooms in like a little, it's like a shopping bag, but he like tied it off and everything. And then the little roller thing, he kind of just like gave it to me. Um, like, no bag, nothing. He just like gave it to me, like, just straight up. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't pop it like the same day. I ended up doing the shrooms that day because I wanted to try the shrooms. And then I ended up doing the Molly like a different day. So, um, the day that I did the Molly, I had just kind of like in my brain, I was just like, mm, I want to do Molly today. So I just pulled out the Molly that I had in my pocket and, I did it, the little roller thing. Um, and at first, like, I did half because I was like scared. And then after like an hour, it wasn't really hitting at all. So I did another half, like the other half of the pill. Um, and it felt kind of like when I come up on real Molly, there's like this certain like specific throat feeling that I get on the come up, and then once the Molly fully kicks in, it's like, and it's like a wave of like the Molly. Like, if you've done Molly before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'd gotten like this, like that weird like throat feeling, and all of a sudden I'm just hit with like this, like, it was like a very small gradual like come up. Like, I noticed there was something going on, and it's almost 4:20, so let me just take a little hit. All right, I had to take a hit. It was 4:20, so um but back to the story. So it kind of started with like this little gradual, like, slight feeling, not like a full on like, wow, I'm on Molly, but like a, like, you feel a little bit more like empathetic, like you're a little bit more like huggy, a little bit more like lovey, stuff like that. Ooh, I'm so sorry to all the headphone users because that shit was probably loud as fuck. But then all of a sudden, like I'm sitting in my friend's kitchen, and we're on like the phone with one of his friends from the Netherlands who had like done Molly like quite a few times. Because it's in the Netherlands, you know what I mean? Like that general area, Molly's pretty poppin' there. Um, and all of a sudden I'm just hit with like this wow. Like it's not like super like body high. It's not like super like in your face, but it's just like this wow. Like everything is so beautiful. Like everybody's so like like it's that like Molly feeling, like that specific Molly feeling that only comes with Molly. Um, and I'm just like wow, like I never like could comprehend because this was my first time that I did like real Molly. I had done rollers before this, but they were probably like meth or like some bath salts or something like that. Um, because like this felt a lot closer to how like everybody who I knew who had done real Molly before. This felt a lot closer to how like they had described Molly. Um, I was just sitting there like, oh my god, like this is fucking crazy. Um, and I was kind of like telling my friend like like how I was feeling and everything and how good I was feeling and everything. And then I just got up and I was like, can I please give you a hug? Like, can I please give you a hug? And then I just like hugged him. And then, cause like the way Molly is, like, you know how it is if you've done it before. Like, you just want to hug people. You just want to like show people love. You know what I mean? Um, and then I was like walking. I was like pacing around his house because I was so like energized. Like I could not sit still. And I was just kind of like, I was like texting people on Snapchat, like, oh my god, like you're so cool, like I'm so glad to be your friend. Like I was doing that to like every single person who I talked to on Snapchat. Um, I even made like a story at some point, but like we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But I'm just kind of like walking around, babbling about like loving everybody, like wanting everybody to feel loved, all that stuff, all the normal Molly stuff. And suddenly we like he wants to go downstairs and like kind of like chill out. I did not want to chill out. I ended up walking around his basement, like the perimeter of his basement, and just like babbling still for like another like 2 or 3 hours. And then I was like, I want to go on a walk. So we go on a walk. Um, and I don't I don't really remember the walk, honestly. I know we ended up at like his friend's house, but I don't know if we went directly there or if we like stopped somewhere first. Um, I just remember it was like a little bit like it was kind of cold outside, but like the Molly made me feel like it was really warm. I remember that specifically. But but it was honestly, if we ended up at his friend's house, um, she's like maybe a block away, like 2 blocks away, so it probably wasn't that eventful of a walk. Um, but we get to like his friend's house, and she's just like, "Oh wow, like what's going on with you? Like something's going on with you today." And I was just like, "So I did Molly," and she was like, "Oh my god, really? Like how does that feel?" And I just like explained to her like how it feels, how good I feel, all that stuff. She talked to me about how like she had almost done Molly one time, but then she got scared because like her brother said something or whatever. Um, and then not much else happened there. We walked back, and I'm pretty sure that I rode a bike to my friend's house this like on this day. Um, because like before I had a car, my brother has like Jesus Christ, I'm gonna fucking tongue twisted. Um, my brother had like this bike with like these gigantic tires, and it was so fun to ride. So I would like ride it to my friend's house all the time. Because I didn't have a car, so it's not like you know. The other option was walking, so that was kind of shitty sometimes in the cold. Um, so we just kind of went back to my friend's house. I said like goodbye to him. I biked home, and then I took a shower because it was pretty late at this point. Like it was dark and stuff. So I like took a shower, and then I just kind of sat in my bed for like a couple more hours, just sitting there like, wow, like this was crazy, like kind of reminiscing on the day, just being like, wow, this was a crazy day. Like, I felt so good today. Like, wow, today was like the best day ever. Like having all those like just feel good thoughts. And then, I went to bed pretty peacefully. I didn't have like like an intense come down where I was like crying and all this stuff. Um, I didn't like feel like shit before I went to bed. I just kind of like got tired and went to bed eventually. And then I woke up. I mean, I didn't feel 100% the next day, obviously, but I didn't like. I don't really get like Molly come downs the way that most people do, because like I'll still like I'll do like magnesium and a few other little vitamins that kind of I feel like help a little bit. I also make sure that I'm like eating, drinking water, getting sleep the same day. Only, like I do all the harm reduction stuff. So most of the time when I do stuff like that, I don't really get come downs that are too bad. If I do get a come down at all. So the next day wasn't really that bad at all. Just, nothing really worse than normal general depression. Um, but yeah, that was the first time that I like did real Molly. Or like what I'm pretty sure was real Molly, because every Molly that I've had like after this that was real Molly has felt the exact same. So I think it's safe to say that it is real. But yeah, with that, I hope you have a good day and peace out.